Hello, 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 and welcome to this evening's Grand Prix. Hope everyone's doing well out there. This is the PLR Tier 1 Round 4 from Monaco. In the commentary booth, it's myself, Lemony Tang, and I'm joined this evening by TKD, man. How are you doing, TK? Hope you're doing well. How are you getting on?
I'm very well, very well. I'm very grateful to be here, to be in this opportunity, to be with the great Lemony Tang. I'm looking forward to a good race. You know, the quality is obviously much more important here than the Grand Prix itself.
Yeah, exactly, man. This is one of these tracks that's gonna bite you if it can straight away. Just trying to get the sound going here on the stream myself. But
Yeah, let me know if I need to adjust, because I know sometimes people will come on and they've not been able to be heard.
Oh yeah, we'll have a check at that now in a second. If anyone can hear it, TKD, man, give us a like and subscribe on the YouTube channel. Thank you very much indeed. Here we go. Now we can hear the cars in the background there. I was having a bit of a spaz there. But anyway, so this track is gonna be biting these drivers out all the way through qualifying and the race. I think the trick is, TKD, to keep yourself out of trouble. That's the aim of the game.
Oh, 100%, you know, getting no damage and making sure the lap stays valid. If you can get through all 3 sessions with no damage and doing valid laps, you know, you're almost guaranteed to get a top 10. You know, I know these guys are tier 1 drivers, so we expect them all to be able to do that, but there's a very high chance that 1 or 2 of them are probably going to have some mistakes and not get through, even though they might be quick enough to.
The guys are saying they're picking us up nice and clear out there on the channel, so that's great news. Great to have everyone along there. I think, who was it, Monday there, Equazar, as always, the old followers. Good stuff, lads. Give us the old like button there as well. We're on board of Pure Jackson at the moment there, TKD, is he coming into the chicane. Any particular parts of this track that you find yourself particularly pain in the arsage?
I think the end of Sector 2 with the left-hander, it's so easy to clip the inside curb, which then pushes you out onto the outside wall and just to lose part of your front wing, and then you're compromised for the remainder of the lap. So for me, that's quite a difficult part of the circuit. But I mean, at the end of the day, you know, it's Monaco. Anywhere you go around here, you could lose the front wing at any time. So it requires constant concentration, and it's, you know, over a race distance as well. To make no mistakes, you have to be on top form, which I expect these guys to be.
Oh, bit squirrely there from Bon Candy. We were looking at him. I think it was Equazar getting a bit compromised there as well. But no harm, no foul. So yeah, this is one that's just gonna get these cars all day, every day. I don't really like racing it myself personally, but as you know yourself, like, you know, in a championship, you know, you've got 1 or 2 tracks and then that's it. You can move on. But
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's it. Like, as we look at Equazar still going through the casino section there.
Yeah, he's a 10th down on his lap so far, but I'm sure there's plenty of time to make up. He can definitely improve on 11.3.
It's a definite track you need to build up your confidence at. No point going out Harry Flatter straight away. You'll only throw yourself into the wall in a month of Sundays, but build up to that lap time. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, no, exactly. It's all about feel around Monaco, you know. It's a real driver's track. Oh, he's just invalidated it, so that lap's gone in the bin. But as we were saying, you know, building up that confidence and getting the rhythm, because, you know, once you're in the zone around Monaco, the lap time just keeps coming and coming and coming. But if you can't quite get in that rhythm, you're never going to quite crack it, and then you're forcing it and you're making yourselves go into mistakes. It becomes a vicious circle of not performing.
One mistake leads into another. It's like a snowball effect around here. As we look at Assassin doing a 189, and then as well as that, another car there crossing the line, as I think it was just coking us beforehand. So everyone else is on an outlap here or in the pit lane. There's no hot laps at the moment, but that's definitely going to change it. Just over 11 and a half minutes left in this quali 1 session. People want to be coming out to start thinking about their second run, I think, at this stage.
Yeah, I'm running on board with 6 mag currently. He's just started his lap, so I'm interested to see what he can do.
On board a 6 mag. Yeah, we're looking at him there. If you want to take this.
Yeah, sure. So he's just coming into the end of sector 1 now. What's that? A 118.5. I think that's pretty decent. Coming in now to the hairpin. Very, very tight here. You know, I'd probably maybe even go down to first gear to get the extra rotation, but he chooses to take it in second, maybe to try and save on the wheel spin. He's keeping it nice and tight on the exit. Good exit there. It's just flat out around the right hander, coming out into the chicane. Very, very important here not to clip the inside, because that can push you out and invalidate the lap, also damage your front wing. Now coming on to what I said was the worst part on the track for me. Oh, he did exactly what I said. Clipped the inside curve, went out onto the wall.
And he's having a much bigger accident then as well, going into the swimming pool. Not good news for 6 mag at all.
That's exactly what I said earlier, wasn't it? You know, you clip the inside curve and it pushes you out wide and you just get wing damage and just compromises your whole lap. You know, it's such a tricky section to get right. So now, you know, he's going to have to go into the pits now, put on maybe a new fresh set of tyres, which is a waste. You know, you don't want to use more than one set if you can get away with it in Q1. So, you know, it compromises your whole qualifying session now.
Well, you know, it definitely knocks the confidence out from these guys altogether. But having a quick look at some Lemony Tang track facts here. The race was first held in 1929, so it's one of the longest going races out there in the world, almost, more than anything else. It's normally a 77 lap race. This is a 50%er today. It is 3.3 kilometers long, or 2 miles long itself. It's very narrow, as we all like to know. And yeah, that's pretty much some nice track facts for everyone there. We obviously know a few of the corners there. Turn 1 is Saint-Devat, then obviously the casino, then up at the top of the hill. We'll jump on board of somebody as they actually do their lap. We'll have a look at the players as he comes through to back at the moment into this set of the swimming pool there. It's called the Lowe's Chiron. I don't know what that means. Anyway, down into Rascat.
Yeah, it's such a nice sector of the track that.
Oh,
you know, when you hook up just right. Oh, he gets really squirrely in the exit.
He's real squirrely out of Anthony Noakes. He nearly put it into the wall, nearly binned it all together.
That was a nice save. That was a nice save.
It was a nice save, it has to be said. But luckily for himself there. So there's actually 19 corners on this track officially, but 1 or 2 of them are kind of straight liney bits, you know yourself. Like,
yeah, I'm sure for these modern cars they must be. I'm sure if you went back to, you know, to the 1960s, they probably were proper corners, but there's so much downforce generated by these cars that, you know, most of the modern tracks nowadays, most of the so-called corners are just extensions of the straight.
Yeah, that's it. Like, you know, you don't get much chance to get a rest around here at all. Like, Spectroid just trying to start his lap and validate it straight away. So we're going to have a look at Oliver. Oliver's about to cross the line now as he goes down into turn 1 there, Saint-Devat. Easy to corner cutting the inside, but get a good run up the hill now. Beau Rivage all the way up now into Massenet. Double apex left-hander. Keep it wide for the second one. There it is. Into Casino he goes then. All the way down to this famous crash that James Hunt had. He nearly went over the wall in one of the races, but he was lucky to get away with it. Down into the hairpin now. Easy to lose the rear on traction. Through this right-hander, Schumacher caught out at 96 in the rain. Also then through was that Portier there. That's where Senna went off as well. So concentration, if you're in the zone, don't lose it. All the way down to the chicane. It's been reprofiled a few years. So famously a driver ended up in the harbour one of the years. Anyway, down into the back where, as you said there, TKD man, everyone ends up in that right-hand wall. Ralf Schumacher found that out in qualifying in the Toyota one year for Verstappen section, and he's invalidated. So Oliver, unfortunate there, through the second part of the swimming pool, gets himself over them curbs. But that's a lap of Monaco as he comes through Anthony Noakes, the last corner, onto the main straight there. So that one was that one. We're going to jump on board a Spectroid. He's got himself going. He's just finished the sector 1 at the moment now, TK, at 18 something there, so important to get that banker lap.
It's not the best. He keeps going down into neutral. I'm not sure what that's about, because it wouldn't give you any extra rotation, so I'm assuming maybe he's just downshifting one too many times. You can see the frustration from Oliver at the end of his lap, you know, rotating the steering wheel. He knows that all that hard work, and he's been there in the final sector. You know, it's really hard work around this track.
It's although the walls are so close, they can catch it out. Even with the track limits, like normally, well, I suppose the walls are the track limit at most corners in this track. As we see Specjoy losing some front wing, doing a Verstappen on the exit there, telling you, in the Red Bull as well. So, flashbacks.
And that, I said that front wing is just going to hurt you for the entirety of the rest of the lap. You know, you can't afford to lose anything around it, especially in qualifying. You know, qualifying around Monaco, where you start is most likely where you're going to finish. It's very, very difficult to overtake.
Yeah, that's it. Like, you know, like famously said, Mansell was stuck behind Senna, old tyres versus new, old on Senna. And for 15 odd laps, he just could not get by. And that's the advantage of having track position on this track.
Oliver, yeah, that was 1992, yeah. Wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, that was with a famous year. Mansell won the championship, but yeah, man, it was some serious stuff altogether back then. Some serious racing though. The guy's showing us how it's meant to be done, and then we try and recreate it on the Mondays and the Wednesdays for Tier 2 and Thursdays F2, and then Fridays at Tier 3. That's a mouthful.
We have a lot going on. There's a lot of good content out there for the guys to watch back at home.
That's it, like, you know, and there's some fantastic races out there on our channel. Do have a look at some of the previous ones there, definitely. But Canet across the line into second, so he's got himself that banker lap. He's all right with that one. So Toad and 6 Mag now with Boncandy. Boncandy just coming out of the pit lane as well, so he won't have time for another run. 6 Mag is setting himself up through the last corner now, so we'll jump on board of him because he is under pressure. He needs to nail this, TK.
He does, he definitely does. You know, he can't afford any more mistakes. It's now or never, really. If he makes a mistake now, he'd literally only have 1 lap left to get it done, and with that kind of pressure, it just leads to more mistakes. You know, can you handle that pressure, or will you crack? Let's see what he does for this first sector.
Oh, he's into the wall at the exit of the casino.
And it's an 18.9, that's not great. And the rest of this lap now, he's just going to have to carry that damage, and it's just going to compromise him. He's going to lose time.
6 Mag's not the best start here, big time. And so's Mudster with a 13.8. In fairness, and Jack DNF, they'll definitely want to be getting out again with that one. But 6 Mag,
I think it's telling Pure Jackson and Passassin, both of them retired. They clearly feel very safe to go through. I mean, I think Passassin is pretty safe on a 108.9, but Jackson on a 10.3, that's not. I wouldn't say that's comfortably safe. I think, you know, he's risked it for a biscuit with that one.
Oh, he's into the wall again. 6 Mags. He needs to get in, get a new wing. He'll get out again. Oh, he's going around again. That's him. He's going to be out of qualifying here. 16th at the moment. What kind of time can he post? Well, it's not going to be competitive. It's a 12.0. So,
and more the wing is gone.
Yeah, that's bad news altogether. I think you're right there. Anyone in the 11s would want to be getting out again, because otherwise you're just risking it, as you say. I don't think it's worth it.
Well, there you are. You see Pure Jackson, who's retired on a 10.3. PLR Toe's just gone faster than him. So, you know, it's not completely safe. He's risked it, but you got to respect the confidence. He clearly feels like he's done a good enough lap to get through.
So everyone's in the pits except for 6 Mag, and Oliver's just coming out now. There we go. The trigger's being pulled. Equazar is actually just about to start a lap, so we'll stick on with him at the moment while everyone else gets out. But yeah, there's only 2 going out in this session, mind you, TK, so some people are probably banking on that as well.
Yeah, no, that is very true actually. Yeah, we don't have the full grid here tonight, so I think that takes a lot of element of risk out of going out in Q1 for sure.
Equazar on a good lap at the moment though. He's looking tasty through the first sector. Just controlling that car nicely. A little bit of slip, but not any slide. It was very nice. Through this left-hander now, coming down into 48.
Looks like the apex nicely, gets a good exit.
Through the tunnel, but they famously had to wet the track surface because they were afraid one of the years when it was raining outside the tunnel. So, weirdness altogether.
I wonder what the reasoning behind that was.
I think they were like, oh, the tyres will burn out in there and then it'll be dangerous for the rest of the track. So they wet under the tunnel.
Oh, he's gone a bit deep into Raskas. But alright, okay.
back in, I think it was in the 80s, like, you know, early 90s. Yeah, man, it was a while ago.
Equator, he likes to ride the gears very long. He likes to go right to the end of the rev range before shifting up. I wonder if that actually compromises his lap time a little bit, if it's faster. I'm not too sure. But it's definitely a habit of his driving that I've noticed.
Who's this?
Equator. When he goes up the gears, he likes to leave it to the very end of the rev range before shifting up.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if that actually would limit his, you know, the acceleration, because you're hitting the rev limiter, so I'm not sure if it's actually faster or slower, but it's just something that I picked up going on board with him.
I find myself when I'm in a rhythm, I upshift too early at times. And then when I'm out of my rhythm, I forget to change gears. Like, what's going on? Yeah.
What's ZMX, and I don't know how to say that, but he's just bottled his lap. He lost it going through, what is that, the casino.
Sick buzz for himself. I'm actually on board with Munster at the moment. He's coming through to back now. Only 18 seconds left on the clock there. So these are the last dying moments of Q1. Can Munster
He's 9/10 up on his previous lap. Oh, on a bit dip. Kept it nice and tidy out of the exit though. Just keep it nice and tight to the wall.
12-4.
It's an improvement, but it's not safe. It's not safe. He's right on the cusp.
12-4. What's Jack DNF gonna do here? He could really upset him. Bon Candy's
he's invalidated. He's out.
Jack has not improved. Oh no. Yes, he is not improved. He's on a lap. Did he get across?
If he has, he's just damaged his front wing.
Alright.
So I don't think he'll be very competitive.
He's into the wall there as well at the top of the casino. Yeah, so Munster might have got away by the skin of his teeth here. Yeah, Jack's 1.3 up on his time. So great stuff by Munster there. Fair play to him. Getting it in, but unfortunate there for Jack DNF and Bon Candy. They are the two that have been knocked out in this qualifying one session.
I'm surprised to see Bono Candy out. I have a remembrance of him being quite competitive. That's a surprise to me. He didn't even set a lap time on the board.
Well, I think
must have been a scruffy session.
Yeah, I think he's just being caught out there though, TK, with the invalidations, the pressure down near the end of it, and you know we've all nearly been there. You know, it's sometimes you barely get a lap in, and sometimes you get loads in. But yeah, unfortunately for the boys there.
It's like we discussed in the beginning. You know, once you start invalidating or getting damage, you start to run out of time. If you can't get a good banker in, suddenly it all comes down to the end of the session, and you've got no time left, and the pressures build up, and it makes it even more likely for you to make mistakes. And it's a snowball effect. You know, it just keeps getting worse and worse and worse.
At that moment, it's always best to take one step forward but 2 steps back. You know, you don't want to be overdriving the car here, especially in Monaco. So, you know, the smoothness, slow is fast, as they say, TK. Slow is fast.
Exactly, 100%. So, what do you think? What we're looking at for pole? Do you reckon? What sort of time?
I would like to see a 1.7.
A 1.7.
Yeah, 1.76.
That'd be fast. 1.76.
Showing it out there. Go on.
I had a look at the leaderboard beforehand, and I saw Bersassen's best on TT is a 107.7. So for him to get a 107.6, he'd have to beat his TT. Yeah. It's possible, but I'm gonna call it and say a 108 flat.
108 flat. That's a good one, actually. In fairness, it'd be great if he broke the 1.7s though.
I think if anyone's going to break the 107s, I think it'd probably only be Persassen. But I'm more than happy to be surprised.
Yeah, always like to be pleasantly surprised here at the commentary booth. I'm sure this race will definitely throw something up. And again, we have the two boys there knocked out at the end. Jack DNF and Bon Candy. They will be hoping for some incidents definitely during the Grand Prix so they can capitalise.
Yeah, definitely. I think if I was them, I would probably start on the medium tyres. I don't think you should touch the hards around Monaco because you can do pretty much the whole race on the mediums. Start on the mediums, pray for a safety car or some incidents and just gain track position and then try and hold it, because we all know you can be 2 seconds a lap faster, but track position is so hard to overtake around Monaco that you can just stay ahead. You know, you think back to when Daniel Ricciardo was at 2018 when he had the MG UK failure, and he was driving around with like 160 less horsepower, but Sebastian Vettel couldn't find a way past him.
Yeah, man. Unreal. I was looking there at the YouTube channel there. Everyone there, Sam saying that you're doing very well there. TKD, man, is the second commentator tonight. Very knowledgeable and well spoken. So thank you very much. Both are wicked equays there. So sticking it up. But yeah, everyone better get a 107. I'm telling you this, or I won't be mentioning you during the race. So and then how are we meant to say that? MX and Caesar.
I have no idea.
I don't know. That's a confusing.
We can call him Z-Man.
We just call him Jim. So Jim in the McLaren in 8th position at the moment.
I'm happy to call him Jim.
Jim. I know. We'll try our best. Was it? I don't know. Jesus. Anyway. So the cars are back on track here for Q2. Everyone, let's see what tyres they have on.
There's quite a few medium runners.
Definitely is a few going to try to get through. I think they're using your knowledge there, saying about them mediums. They can nearly go the whole race distance. So that's good news.
They must be listening to the stream.
Tell you. The drivers do listen to the stream. Apparently they do, and they get distracted. So, you know, what are you meant to do?
I've never listened to the stream while I'm racing, but I have had I have a mate who sometimes watches, and I get him to join the party, and he gives me updates about what's going on around the track.
Ah, that's pretty cool, like a race engineer style.
Yeah, exactly. So, you know, he'll go, he's so and so's pitting onto softs or mediums, or, you know, they have this much ERS or whatever. So it kind of gives you like an insight about what's going on around you, so you can kind of strategize for your race. It's probably a little bit of an unfair advantage now that I think about it, but we won't talk about that.
No, it's alright. We've been kindly told by the guys out there, Grim, say that the Z is silent, so it's Minxa. We'll go with Minxa.
Right, okay.
That's it, yeah.
I'm currently on board with Minxa.
Z's that are silent there, but anyway, Minxa it is. I just don't know.
He's on his lap right now. He's kept it pretty tidy, going into the tricky swimming pool section now. Yeah, it's all valid, all looking pretty neat. We'll see how fast it is. Yeah, he hasn't gone in too deep into Raskas, it's all looking very good. Let's see what the lap time is. We're on 11.3. I'm not sure that will be safe to go through on the mediums. He might have to translate onto the softs.
Yellow flags out there somewhere. But yeah, that 111.3, you definitely wouldn't be too happy with that one, as you say, with them soft runners out there also. But who knows, maybe a few other medium guys might end up underneath, and then as well, like with the guys beforehand, the invalidations or that mistake could creep in and you might just squeak through. Crew likes to do that in tier 2, I believe. So, oh, no way, Quasar turned in too early, anticipated some understeering Casino, but hits that wall on the inside. So not good from himself there. He has backed out of this one now. I don't know if he's had any wing damage, but definitely hit it with the front right tyre. Who else is on a lap at the moment? ALR Vintage.
Assassin's about to start a lap.
Vintage just finished on 12.6. We'll have a look at Passassin then. We'll look at our current champion and championship leader as well. So SMM Passassin crossing the line to start his flying lap on his mediums. Cuts that first corner very nicely. Looks like there might have been some damage there, but probably from the Renault in front. So nicely through Casino now. Yeah.
He just has a way with the wheel. He just is like he's just playing with it. He's so smooth and precise, you know. Yeah, he reminds me a lot of like a Jenson Button, where he's so smooth. He's not like an Alonso where he's aggressively turning the car in, and or even Matt Verstappen where he's just ragging it about. He's very smooth in his driving.
You don't see much going wrong with him now, in fairness, as you say. It's just calm, collected, and just precision driving into the chicane he goes, cutting everything just nicely, you know, like that's some serious accuracy there. Into the back, using every inch of this road as well. Very hard to do in such a street track like this. Oh, a little bit more, clipping the barrier there.
Ran a tad deep into Raskas, but he'll get away with that. Yeah. This is why he's the champion, Lemony. You know, it's these attributes that he just has which just put him a step above everyone else. I mean, a 109.1 on the mediums, you know, he's 1.3 seconds clear of the next guy. It's not even close.
It's class. It is class. Looking at Six Mag now, his teammate up over the hill into Casino now himself. So he's trying to get a lap time on the board. Equator out there on the mediums as well, so is Munster. But we're sticking with Six Mag at the moment. There's a few yellow flags on the track, but I think that's just people getting out of the way.
I believe I saw earlier that Canetti got a 5-second penalty for a collision with another driver. I'm not quite sure what's gone on there.
Actually,
I'm not sure I understand.
One of the other drivers there, I think Coconuts had 5 seconds added to, or 5 place grid penalty himself, so could have been something to do with that. Ooh,
I think from reading the Discord, I believe they might have had an incident together.
It is Monaco. It's Monaco, baby. Referencing JB there, but yeah, it's bound to happen with the traffic. Something's gonna happen. We've all been there, including myself.
I think everyone's bottled it around Monaco.
Nearly crashed into the McLaren on the way out there. Holy moly! But Six Mag into 6th. 10-9, won't be happy.
So Maltz is on the lap. Nah, but he's 2/10 down in the first sector.
It's a not bad lap time by Munster there in the mediums. 1:11.8. That's faster than his soft is running Q.
Oh, he's lost it into the wall.
As I was just saying it.
Oh,
well.
That would have compromised those in the Ferrari.
It's a really terrible corner, though. Has to be said to lose it there. Just missed it. I was looking at Jackson at that moment in time, but we got the end of it where we seen trying to spin that car around. They don't have great steering locks. That hairpin section is the tightest corner on the calendar, where they actually have to replace the steering lock itself. They have to get a different steering mechanism in to be able to do that lock.
Yeah, they do, and they actually have to. They usually cut out a triangle on the suspension so the wheels can turn enough. Because, like you said, and F1, it's like a boat, you know. It's really precise. When you're going 200 miles an hour, it's like, you know, it's the best thing ever. But when you're trying to go 30 miles an hour around a hairpin, suddenly it's like the worst thing you've ever driven. Probably better in my Clio.
Just a pig is like, why won't you turn?
Yeah.
Yeah. Spec drive out there on a lap will go to him. He needs to get a good one in at the moment. He's on the softs. Toad, Jackson and Coconuts as well. They're in the pits. So Spec drive, the only one on track without a lap time at the moment. Shoot the back he goes. Nice sweep in there. You need to get that nice. To almost create the next part of double apex and sweeping through spoon. Oh, sorry, the swimming pool. Into Anthony Noakes now, the last corner. DRS open. Nice traction. And Spec drive across the line into 6th position. So that's good news from himself. The highest soft runner so far.
That's good. I'm on board with the players. He's just started the lap time.
Yeah, having a look at
Keeping
him
it
now.
pretty clean. 1.2 seconds up in his previous, so I'm assuming he must have made a mistake in that first sector on his last lap.
So 1:25.6 is his last lap, so we're doing well to better that one now. Can he eat that extra 10th? Let's see.
It's going to be difficult, you know. I'm not sure. That's a time and a half, that one.
Telling you.
Oh, just look on the inside slightly. Oh, he played it very close to the track limits there, but just kept it on. right now to what I think the most difficult part of the track. He's kept it there. Oh, but he's lagged out.
Left the session. Unfortunate for the players. What's going on with that one? So, can you send him an invite? Do you have him as a friend or what? The players have left the building. Unfortunately, he was on a good lap, it seemed.
Yeah, I'm assuming that's probably what happened with his last lap as well. What's his PSN?
I might have him here. Let me have a look. The player. Nope, he is not on my friends list. So it is TH4 underscore players 10.
It's 10.
He's joined back. Good stuff. Right, so we're back.
Pure
with
Jackson's on the lap.
Jackson.
Just finishing his lap now. He's ran a bit deep. That's a really tricky braking zone, that.
It is
because the elevation just changes. Yeah, and you know, it's very easy to run wide. That is a good lap, that, a 109.8.
See, you're also trying to turn as well. You're trying to keep the car straight to use all the tyres grip for braking, but then there is that, it's like a kink around, you know what I mean? Like, it's just an awkward corner.
It comes at you very fast, you know.
Yeah. If you miss your braking point by a metre going in, you're wide by about 5 on the way out, you know what I mean? Like, you're just hemorrhaging time. That's the way I like to call it.
You know, if you can nail that corner, you gain loads of time, but you miss your braking zone by a couple of meters, and then suddenly, you know, you're out wide, and if you really mess it up, you can't get enough steering lock and you're into the wall, and that's your lap completely finished.
Wrecked altogether. Wreck a lord. 6 Mag is coming through to back now. He's the only one on lap at the moment. Oliver is out there also, but I'm starting anyway. So, as we were saying, into Rascas there. Oh no, he's decided to come into the pit lane. So, that's himself.
He's out.
Oliver.
PLR toes on his outlap, just Coconuts is on his outlap. I believe there are only 2 currently.
Oh, he's 200s up at the moment, so still on par with his own lap time. Into Portia. Don't be doing a Senna. Good man yourself. Great exit now through the tunnel. Flat out right hander. Used to be a lot harder back in the day, but easy nowadays. So now down into 10, the Nouvelle chicane. Again, try not to throw it into the harbour. Out of there into Tabac now.
Into Tabac, yep.
Sweeping left hander into the first part of the swimming pool.
7 tenths up.
Juggling from himself. Just can he get around Rascas? Let's see. Keep the car straight. Very nice. Into Anthony Noakes now. The last corner. How can he improve? How much can he improve? He's in 10th on the cusp for the moment, but oh no, he's still 10th. Still 10th. So
improved by almost half a second, but he must have lost 3 tenths in that final sector because he was, you know, 7 tenths up coming out of the second.
He's 1,000th of a second off 6 Mag. That is crazy altogether, but yeah, can't get any closer than that really.
And only 6 thousandths off Spectre.
It's crazy stuff for the bottom here. Looks like Equator is messing in the pit lane. He's got inters and wets on, we can see on the side there, but he's just messing. PLR Toad is on a lap, so he's down into the hairpin at the moment. Yellow flags through the next section, but with the game we don't actually have to worry about them. Oh, the McLaren, look, parking himself on the racing line, but no harm to Toad anyway. Into the chicane he goes. Very nicely done. Only 40 seconds left on the clock.
Oh, kept it very nice and clean there. That was nice. Going through the swimming pool section. Hug the inside, flick it right. Now to the tricky braking zone. Can he nail it? I'd say that was pretty nice. Exit in the final corner. Good exit. Just hug the inside wall to minimise your distance to the line. And what does he get? A 109.5 on the mediums. That's a stonking lap.
Toad. Good man, Toad. So Oliver's invalidated. He's going to be knocked out with this qualifying at the moment. Munster's still out there. He's up on his lap time by a tenth. There literally is about a tenth in it here. For between 10th, 11th, 12th.
Only a further 2/10 up to 9th. You know, it's all to play for.
Definitely is an advantage as well behind
Unfortunately,
Munster.
the player, you know, just due to connectivity issues, is going to go out.
Having some issues there today, the players, but hopefully he's okay for the race. So, Munster and ALR advantage now are the only two who can upset the guys up in front.
Ran a bit deep.
Equator's on a 10-7, so is he going to be knocked out here? Munster's going to be the first one across the line. Can he improve? He does, but he's only in 13th still. Vantage then just beats him in 11-0, so no change to who's being knocked out here at Q2. So that's 6 mag in 11th, Oliver in 12th, Vantage in 13th, Munster there in 14th, and the players in 15th. That was an interesting one there, TK, altogether.
It was an interesting one. I think the standout for me has got to be Toad. You know, I wasn't sure anyone would be able to get anywhere near Assassin, but you know, he's only 3-4 tenths off that. So could we see a proper competitive fight for pole? That's what I'd like to see.
Proper competitive fight for pole. Let's hope we get something like that. Anyway, only 3 tenths between first and second. Great to see the grid being so compact here in Monaco. And then it's a second all the way down from 4th position all the way down to Munster basically in 14th. It's pretty much a second between that.
Yeah, but P4 to P10 is covered by less than 7 tenths. You know, it's definitely in Q3 here. It's all to play for, and you know, you've got Pure Jackson and Coconuts and Switchback. They're going to be starting on the softs in the top 10 too. You know, they've got a different strategy coming up in the race, which might, you know, cause some position changes.
Well, a few people are going to be getting the elbows out now. Q3 just around the corner here. Saying hello again to everyone on the stream. Grimo, how you doing? Handball, how's the form? Equator, you good thing. You keep it well. And yeah, thanks. Watch that crack, buddy. Monday as well. Good old Monday. So yeah, don't forget, lads, to share this stuff. Tell all your friends. Like and subscribe. But Q3 has kicked off now, TK.
What's your top 3 prediction?
It's going to be Assassin, then I'm going to go Toad, and I'm going to go with Equator for 3rd position. I'm
going to agree with you with the top 2, and you know, 3rd. I think realistically, anyone on the rest of the field could get that 3rd position. I think it's so tight. If anyone can just pull out a mega lap, or if you know other people make mistakes. I'm gonna throw my neck out there and say Pure Jackson gets 3rd.
Good call, Jackson's on fire lately himself. Oh, my TV's gonna turn itself off.
We'll also see if we get that 107.6 you predicted.
Hopefully 107.6, but we'll see.
So he's all like that. So Canetti's looking like he's going to be first to start in his lap. I'll ride on board with Canetti. Good first corner, nice exit, kept it nice and clean. Now all the way up the hill as we're going to flick it left. All very nice, favoring the throttle, flick it in right on the exit, avoid the bump. Nice, a 18.4. Ooh, ran a bit deep in the braking zone. It's going to compromise his exit into the hairpin. Again, runs a tiny bit deep, but nice rotation in the car using that first gear. Staying in seconds, that's good. Shift up early to 3rd, coming out of the exit through the tunnel. It's going to keep it pinned through the tunnel. I'm on board with Canetti because he was the first one across the line.
Cool.
Into the chicane, kept it nice and clean. Oh, ran a bit wide, but you get away with that. Now coming into the swimming pool section, flick it right to flick it left, kept it nice and clean. It's a very tidy lap right so far from Canetti. Oh, good braking zone, kept it clean. Oh, he's lost a bit on the exit, but he kept it. That's alright. That's a 1:10.2, but there's a good half a second, I reckon, just on that final corner alone. So,
yeah,
you know, he's not out of it, Canetti, that's for sure.
No, not at all, but he definitely won't be happy with that one. We're looking at Toad now. Toad's, I think Assassin's about to cross the line. 1:85. So, Toad now coming through the centre corner into the tunnel now.
Let's see what Toad can do. I reckon Toad can match a 1:08.5. I think there's more time for Assassin to come as well. I don't think that's the best he can do.
No, I don't think so. I think that's just his banker lap
he's
for the moment.
Toad.
Not
we're
good.
kicking himself about that.
Not good.
You know,
you
really want to use these tyres in the first lap, because after that, you know, you're just giving away free performance.
Looks like Switchback is on a set of mediums, so just getting
That's
his
an
eye
interesting
in.
strat. Oh! Toad drifting into the pits. I'm not sure if that was intentional or not, but he's definitely damaged his front
He's
wing.
in there now. Anyone else going for another time? Yeah. Manx he's 2/10 up on his lap time at the moment, so can he improve? Definitely finding a bit more confidence on his second time round. No, he's through into the pit lane he goes. So that's the end of the first rules for most. Coconuts is about to start a lap. So let's see how he gets on now with his brand spanking set of softs. I hope so, anyway. Yes, it is. Brand spankers for himself. So down into the first corner.
I'll let you do the lap.
Oh yeah, cool. So he's up now, up the hill, into this double apex. Left-hander, keep it wide for the second one. There it is. Straighten up the casino as much as you can. Watch out for that bump on the racing line there, but not too bad. Looked like there's a bit of contact there for Coconuts with the inside wall, but he's navigating the hairpin nicely into this right-hander, down the little hill. Yeah, through the tunnel he goes. What's he gonna do? There's nothing you can do around here. Just kind of keep it in as much as you can. Pick your braking zone into the chicane. Push it enough, but not too much. Nicely navigated there by Coconuts. Into Tobacco he goes, this sweeping left-hander. Whoa, a little bit squirrely on the exit, but no harm, no foul. And he's invalidated on the first part of the swimming pool. I think that's the trick, TK, right? You need to get to back right. No issues with the rear end of the car, because otherwise you're correcting and you're offline then for the first part. That sweeping left-right, flat-out chicane that's next.
Yeah, exactly. You know, that's why I said I believe it's the most difficult corner on the track. It's not necessarily the most technically difficult, but you know, if you misjudge it and you clip the inside curb, suddenly you know you damage your front wing and you smash into the other one, and you've lost practically your whole front wing. Or you know, you get a bit squirrely on the exit, suddenly you've lost confidence in the car and you're offline, so you can't attack the swimming pool section, the quick left right as much as you want to, and you're forced to take a wider entry, which puts you wider on the exit, which means you then lose and invalidate the lap time. It's, you know, the snowball effect. You know, I think we're going to be talking about it a lot. You know, just one thing goes bad that leads on to another thing, and it's so hard to, you know, regain time from that. Let's see, I'm on board with this Pyro. He's starting his second lap. Oh, and he's just clipped and lost his front wing on the exit into the corner, and that's that lap in the bin. You know, once you've lost your front wing, that's all that there is. Let's see who else is on the lap. Canetti, half a tenth down in his first sector. Nice rotation into the chicane. Not chicane, the hairpin, sorry. Coming through to the tunnel now. Keep it flat, keep it pinned. Hug the inside of the corner. Minimise the distance. Coming into the Nouvelle chicane. Braking nice and late. All very nice. Ah, but he's just invalidated. If you just take a little bit too much curb in the Nouvelle chicane, you know, it's such a fine line, because you really can and should attack that inside curb to try and gain and maximise your time, but
needed to go out.
Nah, that's perfectly fine. I was just running on board with Canetti, and you know, he was doing quite well on his lap, but then he just took too much curb inside curve on the Nouvelle chicane, and you know, you have to attack it because you gain so much time by minimising the entry to the corner, so it opens up the exit. But if you just attack it a little bit too much, you know, it's an invalidation, and that's your lap ruined.
Yeah, wrecked altogether. Toad's just about to cross the line here, and he's into second in a 194. So the second there, second here, not between first and second at the moment, but looking close for third position. Just go with the spec drive still to set a lap time.
To be fair, Toad did a 109. Was it a 109.1? I want to say, or it was either 109.1 or 109.5 on the mediums. So there's definitely time for him to find. He can definitely do a lot better than that. So I wouldn't say it's over for Pole yet. Assassin definitely can't relax.
No, definitely can't. But yeah, we'll see how it goes anyway.
Speak of the devil, Assassin's just gone back out.
Lovely jubbly. I'm looking at spec drive intent. Hasn't set any representation lap time on the board at all. The same as Coconuts, but Coconuts is also on the lap right now. But spec drive is further through the lap, going through the tunnel. He goes in the Red Bull. Lovely part of the track, that tunnel, I'm telling you. Wouldn't you love to be parked just there to watch them cars blast by at almost 200 mile an hour? It'd be absolutely brilliant on acceleration.
Oh, just missed the apex. And it's compromised his line the whole way through. It's been a bit scruffy this lap from Spec Drive.
Looks like Connect. No. Sorry, I thought Connect might have been there, but he was just keeping out of the way on the driver tracker there. Oh, little square, I tell you. A Tokyo drift out of the last corner for Spec Drive.
There's definitely a lot of time in that lap though.
Yeah,
he was very squirrely all over the place. You know, it's not. You want to be smooth with an F1 car. You don't want to be ragging it about. It's not a rally car.
I tell you, he was definitely giving us a bit of Colin McRae there, but just Coconuts in the 5th position there as well. So everyone has a lap time on the board, which is great to see. But who's going to be feeling the pressure now? Connect's on an out lap.
Quasar on the lap. He's a 10th up.
Who's it?
A Quasar. Yeah. Just coming into the final sector now. Kept it nice and clean in the braking zone. That's lovely. Just keep it. Don't light the rears up on the exit. Very nice. Now just hug the wall and let's see what he gets. Oh, he lost a bit more time in the final sector, but he still improved by half a tenth.
Wells is out there at the moment. There's that Connect just starting his lap there. 110.
Assassin's up by less than half a tenth in the first sector. See how much he's up by the second. Again, just over half a tenth. It's minimal gains for Assassin, but that's all he needs. He's already the best.
Oh, squirrely on the exit there.
Oh, the control there. He's backed off.
He's backed out of it. He's backed out of it.
He's going to go again.
Just stick on board with him.
It's not optimal because he's not going to have as much ERS as he would like, and it's going to make the engine a bit down on power. But you know, ran this track, engine out, and that's that. So now it's all down to Toad. Can Toad beat that lap time? So 108.5 to beat.
Toad's on his out lap at the moment, so we'll jump on board with Pyro. He's down. The Quasar is down. Connect, he's invalidated. No one is on an out on a representation lap at the moment. Jackson has just started one. Up the hill he goes through this double apex left. There's that little bit that kicks out at the end. Nicely done.
I'll keep an eye on Toad while you're watching that.
Yeah, cool beans. Into the hairpin he goes. Lovely part of the track. Not much action, but anyway, into the right hander now. Under the bridge, under the tunnel he goes. Picking your braking zone, blind over the hill there. Then suddenly it pops into view, the chicane. And then the straight run now into the back. Important to keep that front end stable through here. Looking nice. That looks very nice indeed. Boy Jackson cutting the curves beautifully. Don't ruin it now in the second last corner. Very good himself. And through the last corner he goes. Get the power down. DRS open and the dash to the line. Can he improve? 19552. He did improve, but he didn't get that position. So on board with Toad now, Jackson.
Good. He's 2 tenths up through the first sector. Let's see how much he's up through the middle. 6/10 up, 6/10 up. That's good. It's looking good. If he can smash his final sector, he could be at a chance of pole. Very nice braking. That was a good line. Now just don't lose it on the exit. Keep it nice and clean. That's it. Now hug the apex. Let's see what he can get. Oh, 1087. Oh.
Toad, you done a great job there, buddy. Fair play.
Hats off to Toad, though. Yeah, that was a good lap time.
And that's
hey, what did I say? Assassin, Toad, Pure Jackson.
Yeah, you called it, man. Well done, well done. But that was an entertaining one at the end. Toad gave it his all, but just couldn't find that extra tenth or two to challenge Assassin for pole position.
I thought he might do for a second. When I saw he was 6/10 up through sector 2, I was like, there's a chance.
Well, he was a second down and he gained more time then through that as well, so he definitely threw everything he had at it. Very good.
That's all you can ask for at the end of the day. I think disappointment for Spectre, to be honest. I think I expected a bit more from him. I've raced with him wheel to wheel and I know how good he can be. So he'll be looking to bounce back in the race for sure. Predictions on safety cars in the race? How many we reckon?
What was that, Toad?
Say predictions on safety car. How many do you reckon?
Safety cars. I reckon there'll be. I don't mean this in any bad way to anyone there, but I reckon there'll be about 2 or 3. Just because this track is going to throw a few spanners in the work, especially in turn 1, lap 1.
I'm going to go against the grain and have faith in our colleagues and say there will be no safety cars and everyone's going to keep it relatively clean.
Yeah, that's fair enough. That's fair enough. That's a bold prediction, I'll give you that, but it's a positive one. So I'll back it. I hope there's no safety cars myself, but I just don't really see it happening.
I say that there'll be a pile up in turn 1.
Huge pile up, as you imagine.
Spa in the wet? Was it 1998 when just everyone was crashing into everyone?
Oh man, it's the most expensive crash ever. That's pretty much it. The whole grid. What was only about 3 or 4 cars made it through.
Yeah. Did you see Bottas's crash from Imola? How much it was in total? It was something ridiculous. It was well over $1 million.
Yeah, they said 3 million.
Repairs.
Oh no, it was $1 million. Sorry, they said $1 million. Do you know what though? Like, yeah, it would be. It would be all that mad stuff they do. Don't forget as well though. You actually break it down more. It's more than $1 million because of the cost of developing each part. You know, like every part that goes onto that car has already had about a couple of grand spent in it just in man hours.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, all the materials as well.
You know, what was it? Mercs, Red Bulls and Ferraris before the budget cap that came in this year, you know, they were spending upwards of $500 million a year on R&D. You know, it was extortionate the amounts they were spending.
Oh man, sure. It's the same in every motorsport though. It's like people be spending other people's yearly budget on one weekend. You know what I mean? I was like, oh, okay. You know what I mean? Like Williams and all there could do it on 50, 60 million quid. I'd say that's a probably decent budget for them as well, to be honest.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
then you have Ferrari, Mercedes, 400, nearly 500 million to put 2 race cars on a track. Don't know, insane.
Yeah, I mean, I know the budget cap's gone down to 145 for this year. It's going to go down to 140 the next, and then 135. But you know, there's still plenty of teams out there that won't even make that. You know, the limit. They won't have 145 million to spend. That's to be spent in, you know, maybe not even 100 million. So it's better, but it's, you know, it can still improve. I think you know, there's still a way to go for the sport to make it a more equal playing field. But you know, you got to take what you can get.
I think you hit the nail on the head though as well. Alright, some teams won't be doing that now, but at least they're able to go to their sponsors and all and be like, look, if we want to be winning championships, we have to spend that amount of money, and it's said there how much it is, and if we can't do it, then it's our own problem. You know what I mean?
Like, you know, because we now know the maximum that people can spend. You know, they can only spend 145 million. So theoretically, Mercedes, Ferrari, Red Bull, Alpine, Aston Martin, McLaren, they can all only spend the maximum of each other. So there's no excuse anymore for, oh, he's spending more than me. It purely comes down to the talent within the team.
Toyota, that's all I'm going to say about spending.
Oh, yeah,
Toyota.
Just throw money at a problem with no real sense. And,
just throw it. All right, the cars are lining up to the grid at the moment. Passassin in pole position. Toad joining them on the front row. The lights are going out. 5 are on the gantry here in Monaco, baby. And the lights are out, so we're waiting for the drivers to see that now themselves. There they are, they're way off the grid now, so Passassin gets a great launch off the line, and so does Jackson. Jackson battling for the lead, there's contact, the Passassin's into the lead, the leader's out of the, well no, he's into the wall. Jackson gives him the position back, but there's contact at the start. Pyro makes a fantastic position there into third, and the rest of the guys there trying to sort themselves out at the top of the hill, but what an action-packed corner that was, TK.
It was. Toad's the big loser out of all that. He's down 3 positions. PLR Toad had an awful start.
So they're all backing it up there. The concertina effect there. People are actually parking it in the hairpin there. Front wings going everywhere.
There's a
Safety
massive pile
car.
up somewhere.
VSC.
What's happened here?
Yeah, VSC. I think they all just had the concertina effect into the hairpin. Had a perfect view of it there on the stream. And it looked like just everyone just stopped.
I just saw the bottom of my screen, just like 5 seconds, bang, 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 for about 6 different drivers. I was like, what is going on?
But that's the story. So look, there's some safe passing going on the VSC. We're looking at Canet there and Oliver. What are they doing? There's going to be penalties being given out now in a second for that one. But anyway, Passassin's back on board of Passassin here in the lead with Jackson behind. Has Passassin suffered any damage? That's the question. His car looks intact.
It'll be minimal.
It does look intact in fairness, but hectic to say the least. So the leaders are already through turn 1 and the rest of the drivers are only coming through the last corner. I think what happened there, TK, was that they all start checking up into the hairpin. Somebody lost the front wing, which caused the VSC, and then because of the concertina effect, the rest of them were still piling in there, and because the VSC was deployed, contact underneath that, 5-second penalty.
Yeah, yeah. It's, you know, you got to be mindful of your surroundings. You've got to be spatially aware. You know, we all know that going into the hairpin in the race, especially in the first lap, you know, it's going to be crawling pace. You just have to be prepared for it, and it's like misjudgment that's caused that.
Assassin locking up into the first corner there, but yeah, sure. Look, it's the way it goes. Like we've all been there, and then you think hindsight. Afterwards, Quasar's getting he's spun around into the chicane, so that's not good news for himself. The field very spread out now, it has to be said, with the guys here at the moment. But
it's only been a lap, and you know it's almost like we've been racing for 30.
Just bits of contact, people getting caught out. Not great news for themselves.
Assassin's checked out in the front, 2 seconds ahead of its Pyro.
So for Passassin, it looks like it's another Passassin train Passassin procession. But anyway, we're going to be worrying about the battles behind Toad on the back of Manxa now at the moment, trying to get a run. He's maybe launching it. Oh, Manx does give him some racing room there, but not a position to pass realistically.
Tell you what, this weekend's gone from bad to worse for Spectriv. You know, he had a bit of a disappointing qualifying, and now he's found himself down in 15th, just made a move into 14th. Let's see what he can do. He's quite an aggressive racer. He likes to, you know, attack the cars. He gets his elbows out, which, you know, around a place like Monaco might not be the best strategy, but you know, he's not going to change how he drives, just depending on the track. You know, I'm sure we're going to see him absolutely send it.
You're going to do with Charles Leclerc as Munster and Jack DNF and all. They're actually very close. Jack DNF, Vantage and Munster. So I'm going to jump back on board with these guys up in front with Specdrive still behind 6mag there. But yeah, it's not really a place you want to be getting the elbows out. Do a Charles Leclerc and you'll be in the wall within a few laps. You know what I mean?
Well,
it's entertaining. It's entertaining.
And 6mag just hit the wall. That's a free position for Spectriv. There you go. Thank you very much, he says.
Jack DNF nearly done the exact same thing out of Anthony Noakes. It's getting tasty into turn 1 here. Oh no, Munster, after wrecking some of his wing off his teammate in front. Unfortunate for himself there. He's still going, mind you, but he won't be happy with that at all. I think he's got tremendous front wing damage, no end plates.
Franz Tosti, you know, he's furious down on team radio. You know, the one thing you can't do is crash into your teammate.
But you know what though, Vantage just compromised with Jack up in front, and Munster had just got a really good run. Like he nailed the apex, and it was just that kind of an accident more than anything else.
Yeah,
it wasn't really Munster being over ambitious. As Advantage trying to get this run on Jack, but Jack is defending greatly now through the tunnel. They go down into the chicane. Vintage lost the momentum because of Jack's great defending. So what's going to happen here? They're antsy behind anyway.
Vintage needs to try and stay close into the final few corners and just get a nice exit and try and overtake him with the DRS, send it down the inside. It's kind of the only place you can overtake around the track. Maybe into the hairpin, but you have to get you... Oh, he's lost it on the exit. This is his chance, he's got to do it.
Front wing, in plate.
Oh, and he's just backed out.
Yeah, Jack is definitely suffering now. Major downforce loss here. Vintage needs to get by. He's conceded, boys. 13 seconds up the road is the next driver, so needs to get a move on here.
Once decided to pit for some hards, get on a fresh front wing. It's probably quite a smart strategy, to be honest, you know, because Vintage, he's not getting past Jack DNF and he'll be losing so much time. At least now, in some clean air with a fresh front wing, he has the opportunity to put in some banging lap times and do the undercut. And you know, those hards are going to last for the entire race, so you know, you can stay on them now. Yeah,
good man, Munster. Get yourself some fresh air. I think that's... Whoa, Jack nearly put it into the wall there through the tunnel. Just fresh air is what you need around here, and you can set your lap times, and eventually it'll come back to you.
Exactly. Let's see, where are the other battles on the field? It's kind of
racing points are getting very close together now with Switchback and Bon Candy.
Canetti and Spectriv as well. They're pretty close.
Yes, they are indeed. So it's starting to taste up very nicely here. What's that? Oh, no way, Jack and all. Jack's coming into the pit lane. So, okay, so that's what's after happening there. Good stuff. There's a major battle going on, but I'm trying to find it. Here we go. It's 6 mag. Ah, no, sorry, alright. So he's being lapped. That's why I was seeing loads of cars so close together. Here's Munster. Can he get the jump on Jack DNF? Yeah, he definitely has. So there we go. Good man, Munster.
Well, that's exactly what he had to do. Just pit early, get the undercut, set in the banging lap time, and just get past him. Because you know, being stuck behind the car, it's so difficult to overtake, and the risk of getting damaged is so high. You know, you're better off just getting the track position and pitting early. Even if towards the end of the race you struggle a little bit, you know, in my opinion, it's worth it.
Yeah, Bon Candy and Switchback have done the switcheroo there. Team orders have come into play. Very obvious on the screen there. So, releasing Switchback now on a different strategy away from his teammate, as Canet made his move on Spec Drive as well. So they swap positions also. Bon Candy getting the 3 second time penalty, so they're starting to creep in. Equator on the back of Coconuts now as well. Well, he's about 8/10 off Coconuts, sorry.
Let's see how these penalties are looking.
Told on Jackson.
Needs to be careful with the penalties. He's got 11 of them.
Who does?
Monster, he's got 11 seconds. Canetti's on 5. Bonocandi's on 3. Just Coconut's on 5. And, I forgot to say his name now. Macanza is on 3.
Jackson just let Toad by. It looked like there. Toad makes a move nicely done on the mediums. Jackson on the softs. So the softs must be running out of grip at this stage.
I think maybe Jackson just thought smartly about the race as a whole. You know, there's no point trying to fight and hold up a position when you're on slower tyres. You know, you can try and still get a good result, because if you know the Toad's faster and he's on a different strategy, there's no point trying to fight him and compromising your own race. You might as well let him pass and try and stick with him.
Is the players not in the race anymore? No, he is. Alright, that's alright. So Canet's lining up Switchback here through the tunnel down into the chicane. Bit of contact under the brake, and they are very, very close together, but no position change at the moment. Canet getting squirrely on the exit there, but nearly into the wall out at the back as well. So switchback on the hards, Canet on the mediums. The different tyres definitely showing the strength there for the medium at the moment. Them hards do not look happy on the back of switchback. He has no rear grip.
You know, they're only 2 laps old. You might not got them up to temperature yet. He's going to try and force it up the inside, breaking late into the corner. Oh, a bit of contact. Oh, a bit screwed on the exit. They're running side by side.
Up the hill. Oh, tremendous accident about to happen. Here we go.
The answer to that happen.
There we go.
And I'm sure that will be looked at after the race.
It was all side by side up. That is just never great. And here, in fairness, if I'm doing that, I'm kind of keeping my foot in as well. If I'm not half as, you know, you kind of have to take it. I don't know. It's a bit of a.
I think it might be deemed as a racing incident. Although to be fair, you know, it's a tricky one that because
it's always going to happen though. That's the thing. I even called it. I was like major accident even before just as they made contact.
Canetti, he wasn't. I'm not sure if he was far enough alongside to, you know, because switchbacks, he's entitled to take the race in line, and if you're not a meaningful amount alongside, you know, and you're just sticking your nose in, it's tricky. Also, the stewards will have to decide on that one.
Anyway, Specjoy trying to get the run on switchback now himself, but getting a bit squirrely. Front wing looking a bit healthier.
Oh, he's lost it.
Switchback has spun it there a little bit. He's coming in. He's off them hards. He's like, see you later. Don't like them at all. Getting you front wing. It's one of them races.
Honestly, I think even if you pit it on lap 1, stay away from the hards because you can do it on the mediums and they're so much nicer. I don't think the hards around Monaco are any good at all.
I think some people might have been thrown into that because of the, as we look at the yellow flag out there somewhere. If they started on the mediums and had some front wing damage, you have to kind of go into the hards.
That's very true.
Coconut's a little bit wide there. Quasar just behind Coconuts now, trying to get a run. Battle for 6th position. Lap 10 at 39. This is already flying through TK altogether.
It is. Just Coconuts has barely used any of his ERS, so they're plenty of that to defend with compared to Quasar, who's on basically nothing. You know, it's going to make it very difficult for Quasar to defend. You know, it's people underestimate the strategic effect of the ERS. You know, if you can save it for defense or attack, it's a massive benefit at any point in the race. You know, you need to try and use it wisely. If you're just using it whenever, then it's so hard to regenerate and it takes so long, and it makes it so difficult to, especially around Monaco. You know, you need everything that you can get to try and make that pass. So,
we've got a safety car on the field. Jack has DNF'd. Whereabouts has he done that? Oh no, it looks like he's up at the top there, Casino. There he is into the left. Oh, sick buzz for himself. That is not good news. You look at Canet there going through. Where's the other Renault? No, that's a safety car there. So that's not good news at all for Jack. Who's going to take advantage of this one? I'm going to leave this on board at Equazer. I'll be back in a second there.
He must have just lost it on the exit going into the corner. Easily done. My prediction's out the window now. 0 safety cars. And see, the big benefit is out of this. I think you've got to say it's the leaders. You know, they basically get a free pit stop. Everyone else behind them has already had to pit because of damage or they're an incident or whatever. You know, the leaders get a free pit stop. Although, it's a double-edged sword because now the rest of the field's going to be backed up. You know, that gap that Assassin's built is all down to nothing now, and they're all on neutral tyres. You know, don't have to worry about fuel. Everyone gets to recharge the ERS. You know, it's like a reset button. So I think all of a sudden everything's back up to play for, and then anyone who had 5-second penalties, they can serve one. Oliver, 5-second penalty of severe collision with its pyro. What's been going on there? Where is its pyro? His pyro's in 2nd place. Ah, he's been lapped, I see. Oh, and he's just ran into the wall. That's a bit clumsy under the safety car. Oh, right lads, it's behind the safety car, he needs to try and keep it clean, you know, there's no point. Oh, what's going on here? A bit of what appears like on my screen dirty driving, but I'm sure it's just lag for the other drivers. I wouldn't expect anyone in this league to intentionally run to another driver like that. It's Pyro and Oliver, you know, getting proper close together onto the safety car. He needs to be careful, it's Pyro, because Toad right behind him, you know. As we've seen, he's very fast and very consistent, so he's in with a shout for that second place today. Barring the other safety cars as well, everyone on the field should be able to go to the end of the race now. You know, it's lap 12 on mediums or hards. They're able to go to the end of the race. So from now on, it's just about racing and not making mistakes. Who can stay consistent? Who can put in the good lap times? Who can make the passes? Who can defend well? You know, because tyres are no object anymore. And as we've seen over the years in real life F1, track position is king. You know, if you're ahead, even if the guy behind you is much faster, as long as you keep it square in the centre of the track, you know, you're gonna have to pull off one hell of a move to get past. You know, like Lemony stated before, Senna and Mansell in 1992, Ricciardo in 2018. You know, there's been so many drives where drivers haven't been able to get past. Drivers also need to make sure that they keep their tyres nice and warm. You know, if you don't keep your tyres warm, when they restart the race, you're going to be screwing about everywhere, and it's very easy to lock up or go deep into a corner. You're going to be sliding about, and suddenly you got wing damage, and then you compromise all the rest of the race because you can't afford to pit, especially not after a safety car. The field's so bunched up, if you pit, you're going to come out the last. So you need to keep it consistent. Oh! And Toad, he's let up the rears and he's got wing damage. That's not good for him. He'll be kicking himself for that one, and he'd have to pit. This is just what I was saying. You can't afford to be doing that. Toad, what a shame. You know, a simple mistake, and now he's compromised his race. It's not over because there's still over half the race to go, but that's a shame. I was looking forward to seeing a battle between him and its Pyro, to be honest. Onto the soft tyres, that's ambitious. You know, I'm sure he can stretch them. They're going to be dead by the end of the race. Let's see who else. Pure Jackson on the mediums. He'll be quick. Hopefully he can give a good battle to its Pyro. As we've seen as well, he can be quite quick. Let's see, who's gained and lost positions.
Now we are back with myself, Lemony Tang here for the restart. TKD man is having some issues there himself, so we'll leave him to it at the moment as Assassin gets a good run from the guys behind his Pyro and all is stuck behind Bon Candy and Oliver here. So what an absolute jump there, over 3 seconds. Pure Jackson and all going side by side though into the first corner with Pyro. What's going on here? Jackson makes the manoeuvre stick. Fair play to himself there, but not good from Pyro. As the back markers are there as well, getting themselves just trying to get out of the way there. Mank's trying to take advantage as well of Pyro, having some difficulties with them hard tyres. TK, how you doing? Do you need another invite?
Yes, please.
Yeah, I'll get you going now. Oh, we're looking at some guys there behind as well, having a bit of contact, spec drive and all. So let me see. Invite friends. No, could you imagine? Right, there we go. Sent it out to you there as we're back on looking at spec drive here, trying to take advantage of vintage up in front, but not quite. They're both on the hard tyres as well, so the grid getting a little bit more spread out as we watch them here. A little bit of glitching going on there as well. Sector 3, another safety car has been deployed. Who was that? It looked like the players and Munster have had a contact at the back. Maybe it wasn't a glitch. The drivers were having an accident there, so unfortunate timing for the guys, and the leaders just passed the safety car as well. This is going to be a long one. There's number 2, the second safety car of the race, but unfortunate for the two guys there. Looks like they were out at the swimming pool section, so unlucky for the guys there.
What's happened? Update me, I've just loaded back in.
The players in Munster seem to have had contact through the swimming pool section, which has caused another safety car here. So the lads then as well have just passed the safety car, so they're coming around the track. The safety car is stuck on the...
You got your prediction right. Two, 3 safety cars. We've got your 2. Now we're looking for the 3rd.
Looking for the 3rd, but not good for these guys. They would have wanted to get themselves back into that rhythm under the safety car period, but after it, sorry, but the other one after coming out now was throwing another cat amongst the pigeons here. But it was a mad safety car restart. Jackson and Pyro got left behind. There was 2 cars, 2 lapped cars in front, missed the jump altogether. Assassin had a 3.4 second lead across the line after the safety car. So that's all wiped out. I'd say he's sick with that one.
Well, while you were gone, Toad should have been up there, but just behind the safety car, he was trying to warm up his tyres and just lit the rears up and he hit the wall and damaged his front wing and he had to pit.
Absolute sick. I was actually listening to you outside there when it happened. We were on board Equator at the time, but fortunate for Toad, at least he'd be able to take advantage of this safety car.
Exactly, he gets to come back a little bit now. So you know, the race is long. This is the thing with Monaco, just keeping it clean. You know, it gains you so many positions. You know, you don't have to be the quickest, you just have to be consistent and clean.
Well, with the tier 1 point system, it looks like everyone who's going to finish this race will be guaranteed points here today, so that's good news for themselves. Great for their championship aspirations, be it 1st, be it 5th, it doesn't matter. We're always trying to improve ourselves anyway. So Boncandy at the back bringing up the rear. Oliver in 13th then. We'll just go through the grid. Toad in 12th, not having a great day, but he's going to try and make it better. It's Pyro now in 11th. He's actually had a pit stop, not good for him, but fresh set of boots and a new wing. 6 Mag in 10th. Manx there in 9th. Switchback in 8th. Kinet in 7th. Spec Drive there in 6th. So he's been able to take advantage of these safety cars on his hards, and he's made his way up the field to other people's pitting. Same as Vintage. He's in the same boat. Then we're into Coconuts there in 4th. Quasar in 3rd. Jackson there in 2nd. And Assassin the assassin in the lead, as we used to seeing at the moment. But one thing to take a note here, TK, is that Quasar has Oliver in 13th behind him. So hopefully Oliver knows he can overtake. Can he overtake the safety car now? There's no green light on top, so no.
I know, obviously in real life you can. I'm not sure how it works in the game. Safety car's always been funny.
Oh, tell me about it.
I think one thing that's overlooked though is that the skill of Assassin is that having to do all these constant restarts, you know, you have to keep it cool. You know, there's so much opportunity for mistake, or if someone's got to jump on you. You know, we shouldn't like underappreciate what this man is doing. You know, every single restart, keeping it cool, calm and collected and just getting the job done. You know, we take his skill and his ability for granted.
We do, and you're right to say that though. In fairness, like, all eyes are on him because he's doing a Hamilton. He's in the lead all the time. People are kind of looking at him saying, "Oh, when's he going to make a mistake or something?" But he keeps his head cool, and that's what separates the good from the great drivers. They're still able to keep their composure under pressure when and if it comes about. And as you say, with these variables that throw these races into disarray, he could get caught out with a pit stop situation or anything, safety car in his lap, and he's still always at the sharp end. So well done to himself.
And just as I was saying, especially if we came from bad to worse, suddenly he's come back and he's up in the 6th. So, you know, it turns around so quickly. Just keep your head on the game.
important for Oliver. I'm going to stick on board of Oliver here because he's going to make a big situation here. He's backing off from the leaders, but he needs to understand the guys behind don't necessarily want that themselves. Assassin's through the last corner now, back underway we go. Jackson getting a good run.
Is he going to try and send it? Oh, he's right up his gearbox.
Nearly thought about it. Oh, he's thinking about it now.
Oh,
What?
oh, Assassin out.
Front wing damage for Assassin, but you know what I mean? Like, that was nearly on. In fairness, we were on board at Jackson when it happened, so the stewards will be looking at that one now after the race. But ultimately, Jackson's in the lead now from Passasa there in second with front wing damage as well.
Both of them are wing damage. Both of them wing damage.
Interesting. That's the advantage on the mediums, though,
Six
to them
mags
hards.
out. Six mag out.
Six mag. He's retired in the pit lane, though. It looks like the car is coming back onto the track on the track monitor, but he did retire in the pit lane. So Assassin getting caught out in them hard tyres. Jackson lit them mediums up nicely. He definitely had the run up the hill and had speed on Assassin going into that left-hander. It has to be said.
I wasn't on board with Jackson. I was watching from the broadcast camera of Assassin, but
Jackson's
he's
in the
pitting.
pit lane.
That's
Jackson
a weird
into
decision.
pits.
I would have stayed out because even though you got the wing damage, like you've got the trap position, mate. Like
He hasn't changed the wing.
He hasn't changed the wing either.
No.
So what was the point in that? I'm at a loss with that one.
I have
that
no
is
idea.
really
Jackson
weird.
is retired from
He's
the
retired.
session. There we go. He's just retired from the lead. I don't understand what that's all about, but because, you know, leave it to the stewards to have a talk about it. You know what I mean? Like, that's what it is.
Oh,
You know,
yeah, because if
oh
even if
no,
he gets-
switchback and Pyro having contact down the straight. That should be a safety car. Cars strewn across the track at the
Wow.
moment. Unbelievable. We just
Switchback's
caught
still in
it.
it somehow.
We just caught a Pyro's out of the race. Unbelievable stuff there from these guys. Unbelievable
Jackson will be
there.
kicking himself that he left now.
Well, there we go. That's mad contact there going on. Oh, there's Pyro after retiring there as well into center corner. What was it? Porte. That's it. Oh! Switchback, no front wing into the wall in the tunnel there. But anyway, we'll jump back on board at the guys up at the front, because that's going to get tasty. Manx is behind Toad, kicking off altogether, I'm telling you.
There's even more pressure on Assassin now. You know, he's missing half of his front wing. He's got even the car is going to be understeering like an absolute boat, and he's still got to somehow try and keep this lead.
Manx getting a good run on Toad. Here they go. That would have been another safety car in fairness, but I don't think the game was just like, you aren't getting it.
No,
Oh,
the game was. To be fair, I thought it was a full safety car. I didn't realise it was a virtual, and I still wasn't paying attention.
3-4-10s there between Vintage, Spectroid and Connect there. They're all on hards. Well, yeah, they're all on hards. They're all squirrely after that VSC. And then we also have Manx and all on PLR Toad coming up the rear as well. This is going to get tasty here now, it has to be said.
Oliver Secura, really, unless he's got pace, he needs to get out of the way because it's such a distraction there as he does. And now it's all down to Quasar. Can he catch Assassin? Quasar has no damage. Assassin's missing off his front wing. Is that big enough of an offset to change the outcome of the race? Because we all know Assassin on pure pace is the fastest, but you know, with can he cope with the damage?
Connect looks like he's had a bit of an issue there as well. But yeah, hopefully Quasar can. He is losing a couple of tenths though here and there. But maybe Assassin's using up his tyres and all. We'll see. Still looking at Spec Drive. DRS open there. Toad has it as well, but all status quo at the moment. Yellow flag in sector 3, but I think that's just because Canet has DNF'd in the pit lane.
I don't know why you DNF.
I don't know why
you're
people are
guaranteed to get
DNFing
points.
here. You know what I mean? But anyway, I'm not going to.
You're literally guaranteed points.
We'll be talking to Discord. Anyway, so Spec Drive again, still on the back of Vintage here. This is a great battle here for 4th, 5th and 6th. Seems spread out at the front there. 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th seem to be settled in now to their rhythms. So 21 laps gone. on the 21st lap, sorry, out of 39. So just about over halfway there.
Yeah, the race feels like it's been going on for ages, but we're just about halfway through.
Couple of safety cars and a VSC here or there.
It's getting very close between these three now: Toad, Spectrive, and Vintage.
Actually, I must say, we're on a helicopter shot there, and it looked amazing. Really was nice.
Well, who can get the best exit? Toad's got a pretty good exit out of this corner. He's got lots of ERS to use. Is he going to try and send it? No, he's been smart and he's just kept behind. Spectrive's going to try and get a run on Vintage. Like I said, he gets his balls. He gets his. Oh, around the outside. Can he make it stick? Oh, and he does. What a move by Spectrive.
Unbelievable. Take a bow, Spectrive. What a great manoeuvre as Vintage and Toad go side by side now.
Oh.
So, Vintage losing 2 positions in 3 corners there, but great racing and great respect between the 2 boys there, and that's how it is done, ladies and gentlemen. Up the hill, through the left-hander at the top. Great stuff from the boys.
What a move by Spectrive. That was
great trust between class. The 2 drivers there, has to be said.
Let's see what Toad can do now, trying to chase after on these medium tyres. Can Spectrive and Toad catch the top 3?
It's a very good question. They do have pace. Oh, Toad is looking menacing behind Spectrive.
Spectrive just lost the rear a little bit. He's getting a bit squirrely. Oh, he's run deep. Oh, he's compromised his exit. If Toad keeps it nice and clean. Spectrive's letting him through. That's probably quite smart from Spectrive, to be honest.
Very smart.
He knows he's in a good place. Why would you try and risk the damage?
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? Like, keep your nose clean. It's only lap 23 out of 39 as well. Still plenty of action left in this race.
Who else is? The McLaren is just behind Vintage. That's the closest battle on track now. Like I was saying before as well, it's all these guys can go to the end now on these tyres. So unless another safety car or an incident happens, it's pretty much status quo.
You really want that to happen, like, in a way, because you're all on a set of hards. You want a nice set of mediums there with some nice grip to keep you going.
Yeah, definitely. Toad's catching just coconuts at a rate of knots. He must have had an incident or something somewhere, but he's lost a boatload of time to Assassin. He's now 7.5 seconds behind.
Having a look at it now. Holy moly, he's literally gaining every corner. What's Toad on? Coconut's on them hards. Maybe it's just the hards.
If this is this point, because we've got to remember, Assassin has damage as well. And Toad's going to send it up the inside. Oh, made it stick. What a move. Late on the brake. Daniel Ricciardo-esque.
Yeah, good heads-up driving there as well by Coconuts as well. Gave him the space that was needed. So, can Toad do anything about Assassin now? This is the question.
Well, yeah, he's on the theoretically quicker tyres. I don't believe Toad has any wing damage, which Assassin does. So theoretically, maybe he can catch him.
7.6 between them. It's coming down.
We'll keep an eye on that. Where else? Any other battles on the track?
Really?
No, I think this might be the issue for the rest of the race, you see, because everyone's on the same tyres, there's no strategy, and there's not many people actually left in the race because people have crashed out or whatever, it'll kind of all form into who's just the theoretical train of pace.
That's kind of the way it goes, though. I suppose they settle themselves out, they find, as you say, where they are in pace with the drivers around them, and I suppose that's what the Grand Prix is all about as well.
Exactly. And like I said, because all the cars are equal as well, it's done. But we'll see. Anything can happen.
Just to put that into perspective as well, all cars are equal, so it just goes to show that Assassin's job that he does is a good one. It's a good one. Definitely putting him forward to represent. I don't think anyone else would want him, though.
No.
He's too fast.
Toad is gaining, though. He's gaining.
6.4 now. He's gained a second just there. Oh, just over a lap's worth there. So On them mediums,
As-
will
as-
they last though? They should last. Like the grip.
Yeah, I think they'll last. I think he's in a good spot. As long as he keeps it clean, doesn't get any damage, I think he's in a good spot. But that being said, we all know how good Possassin is, and we all know how hard it is to overtake around Monaco. If Possassin plays it smart, you know, he's got much more ERS than Toad does. It's one thing to gain, it's another thing to pass.
Yes.
Let's see. P6, pretty close behind Vintage
Yeah.
in the GRS.
That's the tastiest battle on track at the moment. Man, he seems to be thereabouts. He's been there in the background. Had a look at him now and again as well. So he's keeping himself there, showing a good representation. He's even.
Let's have a look at these penalties as well. Let's see who's going to be where after the penalties.
Back in a second.
Spectre on 6 seconds, so he's probably going to lose out currently to Vintage. But the McLaren's on 14, so he's going to lose out to a Quasar currently. So really he needs to clear Vintage and Spectre and try and put out as much of a gap as he can, because he's on a lot of penalties. The bottom two on 16 and 6 seconds respectively, but you know, they're at the back of the field. It's not too much to lose there. No penalties in the top three. Switchback's got a penalty. He's far enough ahead of Oliver for it not to really matter. Right behind the gearbox now.
Yeah. Ooh, getting a bit squirrely on the exit there though.
Problem is that he's used up all of his ERS. He's got barely anything. So you know, this is why you need to be strategic with it. Look, he's using it again on the exit. You know, if I was him, I'd save it, give it a good 5 or 6 laps, build it up, and then just use it all in one go when you get the opportunity. Because when it's under 10% as well, it's far less effective than if it's over 10%.
You don't have the juice in the tank. That's the problem. As we see, Max there making a mistake, losing the back of Vintage now. But yeah. The ERS is something. It's one of them tracks here as well. It's easy to kind of generate, but you use a lot of it, like on the normal kind of usage. So when you press the button, it does take a few laps to kind of regenerate.
It does, and you know the ERS is more important here than most tracks because the DRS here is so ineffective. You know, other tracks you can rely on the DRS a lot to try and like help you overtake, whereas here the DRS pretty much does bugger all. Realistically,
into the pit.
He spun it.
Vintage just spun it. Oh no, he's into the pit lane anyway, but not good news for Vintage there. Specjoy was also into the pit, getting a new nose count. There we go.
Ah, see, this is what I meant. You just keep it clean. You gain positions.
Sad news for themselves there, but Switchback, can he take advantage now? He's in 8th position on his mediums. Can he get Vintage?
How's Toad doing? Gap's at 4.7. He's gaining a little bit, but he needs to gain a bit more if he wants to make a dent on Possassin.
4.7. It's coming down slowly but surely. But yeah, he needs to vamoose, as they say at the moment. You know, just get that bit going. There's Possassin getting on into the last 2 corners now.
Well, not too much going on then. What do you think about the real life F1 season? You know, how do you see the battle playing out over this season between Max and Lewis?
I don't know. Like, I believe Mercedes actually recently, I had my suspicions, everyone knew. Why would you win by get pole by 5 seconds when you can do it by 5 tenths? So I think when everyone else was able to catch up with them, they'd just switch it up a little bit more. And I think we're starting to see that again. Like Lewis had a great race there on Sunday. Fantastic pass around the outside of his teammate. It was one of the best manoeuvres, I'm telling you. But again, it's Mercedes outperforming the rest of the grid. So that's really what I'm predicting again, unless something dramatic changes. I want Red Bull to be up there, but right now, I'm a Ferrari fan anyway, but right now I wish like Ferrari were there, McLaren with Norris. how tasty was he in Imola, man? Oh my word!
Yeah, if you
unreal.
didn't get that invalidation, you know, he was so close to pole.
Yeah, I was screaming at my TV. I was like, come on! Mrs. wasn't too happy about it, but
It's the same with Max as well, though. Max at Portimao, you know, his first lap time in Q3 was good enough for pole, but, you know, he just lost the car and went over the track limits at turn 4, and that was that.
lost it then as well. The track didn't come back to him.
Nope.
Yeah, so that's really the way it is. I think at the start of the season, Red Bull, yeah, they were looking very nice, but I think Mercedes just weren't on top of their car, and now it's happening.
Yeah,
so,
it does worry me, I do, because, you know, we knew it at some point. Mercedes, they've been the best team for the past, 7-8 years for a reason, and at some point they were going to get on top of the Gremlins with their car, and I think, like we said, we're starting to see that, and Red Bull really needs to get their arse into gear and, get back to, not back to the drawing board, but just, they just need to maximise their car, because they are still good enough to compete, but just they need to not make silly errors. They need to maximise everything. I still think, Perez needs to just get on top of the car a little bit more comfortable, because currently it is still Max, it's still a 2v1, Mercedes still have 2 cars to Max's 1, and that brings so much more strategic opportunity to Mercedes, because Perez just isn't quite there yet. He's doing better than Albon or Gasly did, but he's not quite there yet still, where he needs to be.
a lot of them new drivers and switching teams or comeback drivers, they're all struggling at the moment with the feel of the cars, and I think as well, I think it's the tyres that are just ridiculous with the tyres as well. They're too fiddly. Like Mercedes introduced DAS. How much money did they spend on DAS last year to bring that in? You know what I mean? All to generate heat in the tyres to get them into that operating window, which I can understand it has to be one, but if you're not in it, you're having accidents like Mazepin, but if you're in it, you're taking corners flat out like Verstappen and Hamilton.
Yeah.
So
I think though, realistically, Mazepin could have his tyres in the window and still have an accident.
Yeah, I understand that, but I feel bad for the guy in a way. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, alright, enough's enough on my side of things. Like, I like taking the piss out of him too, but I reckon, right, give him another 3 or 4 races. He's had a knock of confidence more than Mick. You know what I mean? Mick is doing deadly at the moment, making a pass there and Latifi there in the race as well. I was screaming, come on, Mick! Well with that one.
I don't know, like, I do, that was close between Toad and the Racing Point coming out of the pits, but, like, it's just silly things, like when, when he was being lapped by Perez and he just turns in on him, it's just silly mistakes that you're like, come on, like, this shouldn't be happening in Formula 1. And, and to be a whole minute behind your teammate, you're a bit like,
Did you hear Nicholas Latifi's radio on board when he got blocked by Mazepin, right? He blocked Mazepin, he blocked someone. Anyway, you want to hear this guy, the engineer's just like, watch out, your man's 2 seconds back, he's 1 second back, he's on a hot lap, the other 2 behind aren't. I think the other guy is, watch out behind him, and then Latifi blocks the guy and he's like, man, you have to give me more of a heads up on that. Like, they're in super constant communication, and with the sound of that radio and all with Nikita side of things, if his engineer hadn't told him, it makes him look stupid. You know what I mean? So I think yeah, it's nice to kind of beat up on someone, but I don't want to kind of bully the guy either. Like the first race, for instance, Mazepin ended up in the wall. Mick Schumacher was lucky he didn't end up in a wall or the gravel trap as soon as the safety car for his teammate ended. You know what I mean? He done the exact same thing. Exact same thing. He just didn't find a wall. So he did in Imola. He spun under the safety car, for crying out loud.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Couldn't pit.
But if that was Mazepin, everyone would be going mad. Absolutely, you'd be like, "Oh my God, Christmas again has come early!" Like,
No, I do get that, and yeah, I mean, a lot of stuff it is biased, but then at the same time, I think that he's, the guy, he just doesn't help himself. Like why when you're an F1 driver and you got all this social media, people are already not particularly kind to him because of I think we all know realistically he's there because Daddy's paying the big bucks to get him into the team. But then you know you do all that, and then you go and post an inappropriate video online.
Toad's right behind Assassin here. Sorry, just to cut in front of you there. I'm only after realising. I was like, is that a back?
I've been watching it for a while. He's just been steadily gaining.
Savage. But yeah, we'll get back onto that now in a second. Now, in fairness, because like there's a lot of talking points for this year now. It has to, have to be said.
Yeah, it's another thing though with Toad, he's got no ERS, whereas Assassin's got nearly 40%. So Assassin's got a lot to use for defence. So it's another situation where Toad, now that he's behind him, just give yourself a couple of laps to build up the ERS, stay in the DRS, and then absolutely send it down the inside like he did before. That's his best bet. If he keeps using the ERS, then it's just going to be more difficult for him.
Well, Toad, like at the end of the day, on them mediums to Assassin's hard in that front wing, he'd get a run on him regardless. Then Assassin will have to use his ERS to block. Do that once, and you're good. But yeah.
Or just force Assassin into a mistake. I mean, we haven't seen Assassin make many mistakes at all. That's why he's the champion. But if you stay right on his gearbox, potentially at some point he might crack.
As in fairness though, Pains really did give Assassin a run for his money back when he was racing in the league there. But yeah, it's Assassin, when he's got pressure, we need to see him under pressure to see if he makes them mistakes, and he can from time to time.
Yeah, but like it's few and far between. And again, he's not just Coconut, it's Toad. If he just builds up this ERS, then he can actually make a move into the first corner. But currently he's running close there.
He might try and catch him by surprise, maybe.
He can do. If he can get a good run, just send one up sneakily. It's risky, but if he wants to make a pass on Assassin, he's going to have to absolutely send it, because Assassin's one of the last of the late breakers.
The overtake here again. Just keeping himself in touch though. Pressure of Assassin. Could be what it's all about. Assassin locking up there as well. So bit of a run out of there. No.
He does that a lot, Assassin. He locks up the tyres, but doesn't seem to really compromise his lap time. He's got a weird style with that. When I lock up my tyres, I bloody lose loads of lap time. He somehow makes it work.
Little bit.
Right up his gearbox.
Yeah.
Oh, a bit squirrely on the exit. He's right behind him now. Just get a good exit. But again, Assassin had all that ERS to defend with.
Assassin taking that defensive line as well.
This is the thing I was saying, trap position is so important, because Assassin is on the slower tyres, he's got the wing damage, but he's got the track position, and that's what's important, because PLR Toad, he just can't find a way past.
He's going to have to make something, bit of shake and bake, hopefully, somewhere along the line. But Toad is getting frustrated behind. He has the tyre advantage, he has the grip advantage, and the wing advantage as well. But not the ERS, as you say, TK. So he needs to pressure Assassin into some sort of a mistake to sneak it up the inside somewhere. Risky stuff here in the closing stages of PLR. But in this Tier 1 race in Monaco, it is lap 36 out of 39. And we have a battle for the lead, which is always what we want to see in anything. So, what can Toad do? Locking up their boat, pushing very hard here, it has to be said.
Don't use any ERS here, and just use the DRS and... Oh, he's got the squirrel in the exit, though.
Nearly lost it,
Oh, switch, but the vintage is pit, that's why.
He was
on...
only
one pit final lap and go for the fastest lap.
He was on, Toad was on the ERS straight away, and I think that might have helped to loosen up that rear end on him.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely, sudden boost of electrical power, especially on 22 lap old mediums, the sudden extra 160 horsepower from the ERS package is going to spin up the rears.
Here we go, he's going to definitely have a sniff down into the chicane. Through the tunnel they go. ERS has been used, but no, status quo again, just keeping it there. Doesn't want to risk it.
This is what Assassin's so good at, no mistakes. But he's making that Ferrari about 16 meters wide.
Very good positioning by both drivers, but yeah, Assassin just seems to have the widest Ferrari. Even though there is regulations, he does make it wider. It feels like it anyway. DRS for Toad. 38 and 39. He only has another 2 opportunities.
Will
so
this back marker have an effect? Or will he get out of the way? Because even a back marker, you know, it's just a distraction. Someone in front of you that you're not used to seeing. Yeah. Sometimes it can put you off. Oh, yeah, look on the inside there, Toad.
Oh, I had a little inhale myself. I was like, oh. We're telling you, he might try and launch it into that hairpin if he gets a good run through the first bit of that corner.
Oh yeah, because I think Assassin, he knows about the DRS zone and he's saving up his DRS to burn it all on that bit there so he can't get past. So really what Toad needs to do is he needs to try and spring it somewhere else where Assassin's not expecting it.
Toad's wide into the chicane though. He's going to get a bad run out of here. Boncandy, get out of the way, buddy, please. Yeah, parking himself right on the apex here. You know, losing time now to the leader, but Boncandy is out of the way now. Look at that. Toad has so much more inherent pace of that car. He just cannot use it.
Yeah, exactly. You know, he lost a little bit of time, but in the next corner, he just gained it all back again.
He's on the ERS. Yeah, there we go. He's into the wall. He's on the ERS straight away, and it's losing up that rear end.
And I think that's all she wrote. You know, lap 39 out of 39.
Last lap. Well, again, we'll see Toad's actual pace now, I'd say, compared to Assassin, but see how I said it now. There we go. I think Assassin's happy out now.
Again, it's just another masterclass from Assassin. You know, kept his head cool when he needed to. A guy on a much faster car because of the wing damage and much faster tyres, and you know, he couldn't find a way past. Another battle on the track. Vintage versus Switchback. Only slightly behind. Will he make a last minute move? Doesn't really need to. The guy in front of him has got penalties. So if he's smart, he can just stick behind. Toad
is second. Oh, Spectroid.
You know, but Toad shouldn't be disappointed in second. It's been a very good drive from him. You know, from at one point he was at the very back of the grid again, and he's made his way back up to 7. And a time penalty. And he's all. I saw he's got a little bit too greedy, a little bit too desperate in the final. You know, just keep it clean, mate, and take your second place.
Assassin to cross the line to win the PLR Tier 1 race from Monaco. Congratulations to him. Toad in second there. What a fantastic drive. And then we have to go all the way back there to the back there. Coconuts into the wall a little bit, losing some front wing. Is there anyone near him? Equazer is. What's going to happen here? But I think Coconuts might just get away with it. Can he? Oh, he's very late into there. And then we also have a battle there, Spec Drive on Manx there as well. So it's not all over yet at the back here, but it just about is as the last few drivers are coming through. Oh, can Spec Drive get the power down? He can't. So Manx comes home in 5th, Spec Drive in 6th. Well, they swap over because of time penalties there, but great stuff from them. And that seems to be all she wrote. That was a great Grand Prix. It seemed to be quite menacing at the start, but settled down near and after halfway, and the drivers then came home. Fair play to them.
Yeah, it was a good race. I think for me, you know, the move of the race, you know, it's got to be Spectriv around the outside. What a move that was! But of course, driver of the day. I know the game might say it's vintage, but it's, you know, it's got to be Assassin. You know, from start to finish, he made no mistakes. You know, he kept it cool, even when he had that incident and he lost the lead temporarily. You know, he didn't panic. He just stayed out, even with the wing damage. And yeah, he just got the job done. He did everything he needed to do, led from pretty much start to finish.
Absolute legend. And there he is on the top step of the Monaco Grand Prix, spraying the champagne with Toad alongside him. Great stuff. And the drivers there being represented by the flags as well behind. No, they aren't. They didn't show up. Damn it. Anyway, fair play to the guys nonetheless. Absolutely great drive there by Assassin, Toad and Equazer. Good stuff. Good stuff.
Extra point for Toad, fastest lap.
That's a handy point, I believe, as well. So he'd be happy with that one. Right, it is late from myself. Normally we would have a chat with the podium guys. If you want to do that, I can keep the stream on for a few minutes, but I'm going to have to start getting ready to go to bed.
I believe I was going to bed too. I've got work in the morning.
Yeah, exactly. So, alright then, it's been myself, Lemony Tang, and it's been TKD. TK, it's been an absolute pleasure to have you in the commentary booth. I hope to have you here more often, and it's been great.
I hope to be back. I appreciate the opportunity. I very much enjoyed myself.
As always, as always. Alright, that's ourselves from Tier 1 here today from the PLR, but don't forget we're back on Wednesday with the Tier 2 guys, Thursdays with F2, and Fridays with Tier 3. So, until then, have a good one everybody. Take it easy.
See ya.